Let's now also look at how the world has reacted to the news of Navalny's death. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has said that there is no doubt that Russia is responsible for Navalny's death.
We've all just received reports that Alexei Navalny has died in Russia. This is, of course, terrible news, which we are working to confirm. My prayers are with his family, including his wife, Yulia, who is with us today. And if confirmed, this would be a further sign of Putin's brutality. Whatever story they tell, let us be clear, Russia is responsible. And we will have more to say on this later.
The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke about Navalny's death on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference. And without beating around the bush, Blinken held the Russian leadership responsible for Navalny's death.
The Russian government and Putin have persecuted, poisoned, and imprisoned Alexei Navalny. And now, the reports of his death. First and foremost, if these reports are accurate, our hearts go out to his wife and to his family. Beyond that, his death in a Russian prison and the fixation and fear of one man only underscores the weakness and rot at the heart of the system that Putin has built. Russia's responsible for this.
And the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz spoke about his meeting with Navalny during a news conference in Berlin. Scholz said Navalny paid the price for his courage.
In einem russischen Gefängnis.
But we now, if we didn't already, know exactly what kind of regime this is. Anyone who voices criticism, who stands up for democracy, must fear for their safety and their lives. And that is why we are all very depressed. We feel with the family, the wife and child, and all the relatives and friends.
The President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, was jointly addressing that press conference, and he did not shy away from pointing the finger at his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin.
Obviously, he was killed by Putin, like thousands of others who have been tormented or tortured because of this one person.
Strong words of criticism pointed at Russia also poured in from NATO's Secretary General and Poland's former ambassador to Russia. Listen in.
What we have seen is that Russia has become a more and more authoritarian power, that they have used oppression against opposition for many years. And of course, he was in jail, he was a prisoner, and that makes it extremely important that Russia now answer all the questions that will be asked about the cause of the death.
This is Putin's personal revenge. Putin took revenge on someone who dared to criticize him, who, in Putin's opinion, dared to insult him and simply murdered Navalny.
And the ordinary people of Moscow as well have a lot to say. Some believe Navalny's death is not political. There are some who believe Navalny was among the enemies of Russia. And then there are others who say Navalny's death was expected.
We read that it was a clot that broke off. Anything can happen in life. I think it is fate. Honestly, it is not political or anything. I think it is a shame.
I have a common human reaction when someone dies, especially in prison. It's not good. Locked up, no freedom, no family, no wife. Of course, one can only express grief. It shouldn't be like that.
It was expected, I guess. The news said he was being kept in bad conditions that weren't fit to live in.
The EU chief diplomat Josep Borrell has put out a strongly worded post on the platform X. It reads, and I'm quoting, "Let's be clear, this is Putin's sole responsibility." The prime ministers of Sweden, Spain and Norway have also posted about Navalny's death, with the Norwegian prime minister saying that Navalny will be remembered for his quote-unquote relentless fight against the abuse of power. There is no doubt that Navalny's death will have a ripple effect, and criticism against Russia is already flowing in. In fact, sanctions may follow. Let's remind you that Alexei Navalny was all of 47 years old, and he was Putin's fiercest domestic critic.